Guys, okay, so I just wanted to talk quickly about exercise for mental health. It has been proven that exercise helps mental health. Physical activity helps mental health. Physical activity doesn't, I am looking at my notes, so I apologise. Physical activity doesn't necessarily mean running marathons or training every single day for hours in the gym. It just means that you can find things to do to be active, such as dancing, lightweight training, yoga, Pilates, walking, jogging, cycling, whatever you choose to do, that is what works. So what I get asked is, how does physical activity benefit mental health? There's numerous benefits to using physical activity for your mental health, and I'm going to go through a list of them. Okay, so the first benefit that we get from exercise is better sleep. By using up the excess energy in your body during the day, you can make yourself more tired by the end of the day. So especially for me, I have tons of excess energy, which is why I work out as much as I do. So if you have that little bit of excess energy and you go and do a dance class, you do a bit of cycling, a bit of walking, a bit of running, it's going to use up that excess energy, which then in turn will make you feel more tired at the end of the day. And by doing workouts such as yoga, that will also help calm the brain, which will promote better sleep. It's a win-win. The second one is happier moods. Okay, exercise releases endorphins, aka the happy hormone, and it will help you feel better in yourself. It will improve your self-confidence and your self-esteem, and it will help you to feel genuinely more positive. That is a hormone that is in our body that is produced more of when we exercise, which will make us happy, and that has been proven. Next one, number 3, physical activity also produces another hormone called cortisol, which is a stress busting hormone, which can reduce feelings of anxiety, stress and intrusive racing thoughts. And I know this from personal experience. When I don't exercise, my anxiety and those racing thoughts in my head are through the roof, absolutely through the roof, and I feel like my brain is going 800 miles a minute and I have all this built up energy that I haven't expelled, so my brain goes on one. Exercise helps me to calm those thoughts and calm those racing thoughts especially, so it brings those racing thoughts down from 600 mile a minute to maybe 200 mile a minute. Being physically active will also give you something to focus on, which can become a positive coping strategy. You know how I talk about using my healthy tools? This is what we mean. Exercise is considered a healthy tool. It's a positive distraction from the shit that's going on in your day-to-day life. Number 4, it promotes better self-esteem. So if you're lacking in self-confidence or self-esteem, exercise will help that. I promise. 3 years ago, there ain't no way I was going into a class, there ain't no way I was going into a gym, and there definitely wasn't no way I was videoing my chunky ass and putting it on a camera for the world to see. Okay? There was no way that was happening, and I've exercised all my life. But when I actually started putting my mental health with it, that's when it then started changing, and I started being like, actually, this is building my self-esteem, this is building my confidence. And we especially start to notice that when we start to notice changes. And I don't just mean physically, I don't just mean, oh, my belly's a bit flatter, my bum's a bit bigger. I don't just mean that, I mean when you start to notice how strong your body is becoming. Okay, because our workouts never get easier, we get stronger. Okay, it's not that that workout you've been doing for the last 2 months has not suddenly got easier, you've gotten stronger. So when I say when we start to notice changes, I mean 2 months ago you couldn't do a single press up on your knees. Fast forward 2 months, you're now repping out 5 of those fuckers on your feet. That's the changes that I mean. Those sense of achievements are what are an instant confidence booster. That is like, damn, fucking strong. Look how strong I am. That's an amazing self-esteem booster. And dancing, especially dancing, is amazing for self-confidence. I have videos that I have shared from a few years back where I'm clumsy, I'm uncoordinated, and I'm just not embarrassed by them, but I do cringe a little when I watch them and I think, oh my God, I was so bad. And it's practice. That's all it is. When people say they have no confidence and no coordination, it's practice. Practice, 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 practice. And the more you practice and the more you get those steps and you get those moves and you start feeling those moves, you start, hey, yeah, boom, 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 boom. Look at me. I promise that is true because I am living proof of that. I think we're on number 5 or number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on number 5. Exercise has been scientifically proven to reduce the risk of depression. Okay, so if you do suffer with depression or bouts of depression, and it has been proven that if you suffer from depression once, the likelihood of it repeating is, I think, 60% higher or something like that, and then repeating a third time is like 50%. And it basically means that if you suffer with depression at one point in your life, you've got a much higher chance of it reoccurring and reoccurring and reoccurring. So that's why we call that those bouts of depression. So if you do struggle with those, exercise is a great way to try to keep that at bay a little bit. So it's not going to magic away the bouts of depression, it's not, but it is going to help hold them off a little bit so that when they do hit, they don't like boom hit us. They come a little bit slower so that we can recognize that those bouts have come in and we can use our healthy tools to go, nah bitch, off you pop. Number 7, and this for me, this is the best part of mental health, using our exercise for mental health. It's the social aspect. Okay, so, and that's whether you choose to work out at home and you have an online community of people that you can text and talk to, or classes where you can laugh and joke. And if you ever come to my classes, you will know it is like a night in a stand-up comedy club and everybody decides that they're all just going to rip the shit out of me for the entire class, and I stand there and take it with a few little comebacks thrown in. But they have a laugh, they have a giggle, and because they are with other women that are struggling with mental health, it's easier for them to bounce off each other. And it's why I don't do many live classes, because it's so much harder for me to bounce off a camera screen. So I don't tend to do many live dance classes. But if you actually get the chance to come to one of my in-person classes, my ladies will tell you it is a giggle, they have a laugh. They all came in, they didn't know each other, and they're now all following each other on social media. They're all, they have full-blown conversations with each other. They egg each other on, they big each other up. And that was my goal, was for that. So the social aspect is definitely one of the best points for me, because I am a little bit antisocial, but I like the fact that there is a community of people that are in the same boat that I can talk to if I need to. So yeah, I'm going to continue. And I will say, exercise isn't always helpful for everyone's mental health all the time. Okay, this isn't a one size fits all kind of deal. Sometimes you find it useful, sometimes you do, or for some people that it might not just work for you at all, because 100% you do not enjoy exercising. And you will never enjoy exercising if you've tried it and you've tried it and you've tried it and it's not for you. That's absolutely fine. There are other ways to stay active, which I've mentioned, the walking, taking the stairs instead of the lift, things like that. Just keep your body moving. That's all you need to do. And for some people, exercise can start to have a negative impact on mental health, especially if you have an eating disorder, you have an obsessive kind of personality, which I am guilty of that, and I do tend to go a little bit overboard sometimes. And that's the thing, if we're going too hard, too fast and too soon, that's not good neither, because that will just cement that obsessive behaviour, which we don't want. We don't want that. It's baby steps. We're talking baby steps, which I will come back to in a second. Okay. This next bit I go through myself quite often. When you're feeling unwell, either physically or mentally, it can be really hard to get going. And it will be frustrating when people tell you the benefits of being more active. And I know when I bang on and I say exercise for mental health, hashtag exercise for mental health, if you're not in a good place, you're going to go, get fucked. Not doing that. And I know that myself. I do that myself. Even now, I can still get fucked. I ain't working out. It's not happening. If you're in a really bad place mentally, don't be hard on yourself. Okay? If you can't exercise because of your mental state, it can be easy to start feeling guilty and start, especially if we're at that stage where so far into it and we do use exercise for our mental health, if we have a down phase, it can be really easy to beat yourself up for not being able to physically get up and exercise. And this will then start to contribute to us feeling ill physically. That's not good. You take that time out, okay? So what you need to do, if you are feeling that way, you need to focus on other things for a while. You need to recharge yourself, take some time out to relax. And then when you're starting to feel a little bit better, you then start slowly incorporating that physical activity into your routine. It's important to find a balance and find out what works for you. Okay. So if smashing out a few hours in the gym or half an hour dancing around your living room, walking, some light yoga, you find the workout that works best for you. But most importantly, the workout that you enjoy. Okay? Just because that body pump class or that spin class or that bungee class is now the hottest trend, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to stick with it, and you will actually cause more harm than good, because you'll just be going through the motions. You'll be doing it because you feel like you should be doing it rather than doing it because you enjoy it. And I get that. I have phases of that where I'm not enjoying this. I'm starting to resent this. This isn't what I want to do right now. So I cycle. I don't mean actual bicycling. Bicycling? Bicycling? I don't mean on a bike. I don't mean on a push bike. I mean, I cycle through my workouts depending on what kind of moods I'm in. So it depends what exercise is tickling my fancy that week. So for example, one week I can be all about the dance, and that I'll dance throw a couple of other little workouts in there, but the majority of it is dance. And then the next week I'll probably be more into my weights. So the dance then gets put on the back burner and I go full force with my weights. And then the third week I might be, actually, I'm very much on the yoga path this week. Let's all be a little bit spiritual and do a bit of stretching. And that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with swapping and changing your workouts to suit your mood, which is what we do. Mental health issues mean that we're not always in a good mood. We're not always in the same mood at the same time every single day. Okay, we do what floats our boat at the time. This is why I have a calendar. Okay, I have the workout calendar to offer those options. Don't have to do the workout calendar, but the calendar is there basically for people that don't know what mood they're in, or they just struggle to kind of be productive, or they work best with being told what to do, which is me. I prefer being told what to do sometimes, and then other times I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna do what I want to do today, and that's fine. Okay, some people prefer that structure, some people don't. So it's why I also have the back catalogue, which is the entire workout options that are all there. They're all labelled, they're all colour coded. So whatever mood you wake up in the morning, you can go, fancy that one today, click, crack, bish bash bosh, job done. Okay. Oh God, talking way too much. I've still got quite a bit to go through. I do apologise, this is going on forever. And getting started with using exercise for your mental health, especially if you've not done much fitness before, is tricky. And some people make the mistake of going too hard too soon. Okay, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. The only problem is with exercise is some people in that first 7 days decide they're going all out. They're going all fucking out. They are slamming weights, they're burping, they're doing what they need to do. But then their body hurts because they're not used to it, which then means they suffer with DOMS, which then puts them off, which then goes, ugh, why am I doing this if I'm just hurting all the time? Okay, so they struggle to get past that 21-day mark because they're constantly hurting because they've gone too hard. So don't go hard. Take baby steps. All of my workouts, I've said to you, have different levels. The screenshots may look intimidating sometimes, but don't worry about that. They all have beginner, intermediate, advanced levels. Okay, you go at your own pace. As a beginner, you start with the easier levels. Don't feel put out, don't feel like you are giving it your best. So long as you are up off that sofa, you are lapping every fucker out there and you are doing it, okay? You are bossing it. It is recommended that you take 150 minutes of exercise a week, okay? So I recommend 3 days of my workouts. So I recommend 3 of my workouts every single week to see any physical or mental health benefits. If you want to do more than that, you can do more than that. But I do recommend 3 minimum just to see those benefits. Next quick step, medication. Okay, if you take medication, you work with your medication. Okay, I take quetiapines, which are antipsychotics, mood stabilizers. I take those and they have to be taken no later than 6 p.m. on the evening. Otherwise, if I don't get enough sleep on them, I cannot function the next morning. I'm like a zombie. So I take them at 6 p.m. on a night, which means they then start kicking in by about 7, which means for me, evening exercise is out of the question. I cannot exercise in an evening. And even if I did, it would wake me up and I'd be awake all night. So for me, I can't exercise in an evening, but if I get up in the morning, within that first hour of me waking, I'm cracking out my workout, that works for me. That is when I'm physically and mentally at my best to work out. So you need to work with if you're on medication, you need to work with your medications and find a time that is, you're at your most energetic, you're at your best. Okay, if you're not on medications, the same rule applies. Find the time of the day that works best for you. It's why, again, I don't do lives. It's why I don't mind doing them now and again, but I don't structure them into our program because everybody is different. I have some morning exercisers who have messaged me 7 o'clock in the morning. They've already done that day's workout and I'm like, ugh, what? Well, fucking hell, I haven't opened my eyes yet. And then I have other girls that have messaged me at 8:30, 9 o'clock on a night, just done it, just finished it, boom. I can't create a live schedule for people that have that wide variety of time. So the workouts are there for you to do in your own time. And lastly, again, this is going back to how I felt last week. We all have periods of time where our mental health is at rock bottom. Okay, that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Take the time you need to recharge and come back to it when you are ready. This is where having a community of like-minded people will help, because we are all there for support. We are all there for motivation. We can give you a kick up the ass if you need, and I can do all 3 of those. So you can inbox me, I can offer support, I can offer advice. Pardon me, I can give you motivation. You can find somebody else in the group that probably works out at the same time as you. Zoom with each other. Have an accountability, an accountability buddy. Okay, if there is somebody else that is relying on you to do the workout, you're more inclined then to get up and do it. Trust me, I know. But yeah, if your mental health is suffering, I'm here. Do not struggle, and just take things baby steps. If you might have some weeks where you absolutely smash every single workout of the day and you are, yes, I bossed that week, and then the next week, oh, I can't even do one workout. I can't. This is too hard. That's fine. We all have days like that. Even people that don't have mental health issues have weeks like that, okay? And that is absolutely fine. Take it at your own pace, baby steps. And I'm here as and when needed.